Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to Planet Cryos. I have a second lesson for you, or number 2 as we'll put it, is how to create and delete folders in your PC where you save stuff. And also the contents within that folder, how to add it and delete it out of that folder or move it to another folder. So let's head over to the computer. Alright, so now that we're here at the computer, I'm going to show you exactly everything you can do between making and creating folders, deleting folders, adding content to those folders, deleting that. And we're going to be very basic on it, and we'll get into more detail in future videos, but I'm going to show you how to do a few of those things right now. So let's get going here. We're on our desktop here. You can, of course, put anything on your desktop. Any kind of files, pictures, videos, but I don't recommend doing that, and the reason is it can get very cluttered and there's no real organization. I mean, you can put folders on the desktop, but it's very confusing, and it's too much real estate to be able to try and search for everything. It's hard to find. So I would just keep your applications that you normally use all the time on your desktop and leave the folders and pictures. No idea what that noise is. Anyway, so we're going to open up down at the task, down on the bottom where the taskbar is. You're going to see that manila envelope. I do have this PC icon here. I'll have to show you how to make that at some point, but it essentially does the same thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up that File Explorer. You can navigate to your hard drive on this side if you wish. But the way I'm going to teach you is go through this PC, because it's very consistent every time. So just go to this PC. You can see all of your hard drives or USBs that you have connected, thumb drives, or your partitions. So this I all explained in my previous lesson 1. So we have, let's just take hard drive A. This is where I keep all my content in. And you can see down here I have a new folder, but I'm going to show you how to actually make that. We're going to delete that quick. And you have a couple different ways you can make a folder. You have right up here where it says new folder. Just make sure you're on the home tab, not the share or the view. Make sure you're on the home tab, and right here you'll see new folder. You can click that once. And it's highlighted right now. You can type something in it. You can just say, photos. You can type in photos. You can type in, movies. You can type in anything you want in here, pretty much. It does have character limitation with certain things. You can't put slashes and whatnot. But anyway, that's how you make a new folder. That way, if we delete this again, the other way you can make a folder is by coming anywhere here in the white, doing a right click, come down to new, and select folder. Now we're going to name this, we'll just name it photo for right now, and then you can click anywhere outside the box or just hit your enter key, and that will allow it to take to the new name. So after that, what do we do with it? You can open it up, and there's nothing in it. Well, that's where you're going to put stuff. So in order to put stuff there, obviously you got to have some. So whether it be your camera, your cell phone, a USB, thumb drive, anything like that, or an external hard drive, if you connect it, you can see how I have a thumb drive right back here. I actually put a couple things on it to demonstrate the move of something. So if you have any of those hooked up to your computer, that's what you're going to be using. So, and if we come back to our hard drive, you can see I have a USB drive connected. It's labeled D. So we're going to open that, and you can see I have a video, and I have one of my thumbnails that I created for YouTube. which is just a picture. It's just a JPEG picture, and they got an MP4 a file. That's, not very big, but we're going to move those anyway. So if you just want one of these, just click on it, make sure it's highlighted. You can either do Control-C on your keyboard, or you can do a right-click and come down to Copy. If you select Cut, it's going to take it from that spot and put it somewhere else. And then it's going to disappear from where you're taking it from. But if you click Copy, then it's going to leave it here, and you're going to put in an additional copy on another spot of your drive or a different folder. So we're taking it, we want to leave it on the thumb drive, and then we just copied it. Now we're going to go back over to our A drive, go into the new folder you made, and now here you can do Control-V, which is a paste, or you can do a right-click, and you can click Paste up here. There are your copy and paste up here too. You can see right up here. So if you're ever copying, so if we go back to the D drive, I'll show you the other way. And now we want to take this video. So we want to highlight it. You can click Copy up here, or on the keyboard, Control-C, or right-click and go down to Copy. And you go back to the other hard drive, and we select our photo. And now we can do a paste with this little button up here too. And that's going to do the same thing. All three ways are identical. It's just whichever one's faster to you. I tend to use the keyboard shortcuts because my fingers are always on the keyboard. It just makes it for fewer clicks. So that is basically how you can make and create a folder. If you're in the folder and you don't want something, you can go ahead and click it once to highlight it. You can either do a right click and come down to delete, or you can make sure it's highlighted and you can hit the delete key on your keyboard. And there's also a delete key up here. So I don't use this, so I don't pay attention too much to what's up here. But apparently there's a delete key. So as long as that's highlighted, you can select delete. And if you made a mistake here, usually what it does, if the file's not too big, it'll go to your recycle bin. And that's where it's going to be, but that's for another lesson. So, and also here, if we don't want this, you can do a right click and you can hit delete, or you can hit the delete on your keyboard again. Now, if you want to select more than one item at a time, like we had two in here, you can click anywhere in the white area, click and hold down your left button and highlight both of them. And that's how you're going to highlight both of them. That's another way you can copy both and then go over to your other hard drive and paste them in that new folder that you made. The other way you can do it is if you had two of these. So if we have, let's just go for another new one. So if we had two windows open at the same time, two file explorers, and we sync them to both sides so they're equal, this is an easy way to do it too. So if we were on our A drive, our folder, you can actually select one at a time or both. You can just click it and hold down and drag it over to the new destination. And that's another easy way of how to do this stuff. All right, so that concludes lesson number 2. And one thing I want to emphasize is that if you cherish and if you have sentimental value of your photos and your videos, any of your documents, your files, if any of those you cannot live without if something happened to your PC, then you need to do a backup. And I would do it anyway. But go ahead and check that out if you are really sensitive to that kind of stuff. I'll put a link that's going to pop up right here. I'll also put it down in the description below so you can go ahead and do a proper backup. There are different types of backups you can do. The one I do is ACRONIS, so just use that if you're following mine. Otherwise, I'm not familiarized with other ones out there, so I really can't answer those type of questions. So, but if it has to do with ACRONIS, I'd be more than happy to answer. But my video that I have describes and shows you step by step on how to create a backup. But that is going to do it for me for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned something out of it, even if it was just a little bit. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, share the video, comment down below if you wish, or if you want a future video of something that maybe you don't understand or want to learn more about. I might post that in a future video. So, until next time, guys, take care.